Good morning. Welcome to day 155, Sunday, September 8th, 2024. Around 3:30 last night, this morning, a light drizzle came through and the wind picked up a little bit, so I was pretty much awake after that. Another muggy, smoky, cloudy day, but I think the heat is going to break tomorrow. I had cell service and looks like the weather, we're going to lose 10 degrees and get more to fall temperatures, so that's nice. Just getting started, about 7 o'clock. Happy birthday to Sarah, my wife. I was just thinking, a year ago today, we were in the middle of a 10-day backpacking trip in the Sierras, and we summited Mount Whitney on Sarah's birthday, her first summit of Whitney. Amazing. So, good times. There's no summit today, that's for sure, but we'll keep marching on. We've got another horrible water situation today, where I have to decide at about 11 and a half miles in is the last water source for a 20-mile day. So that's about an 8.5 mile water carry. Or I have to do a full 23.5 miles to the next water source, which does not sound very appealing. I like to stick to my 20-mile days because it's a good stopping time for me around 4:30, and I get to relax and rejuvenate. So I've got some miles to decide, but another ridiculous long water carry if I get it all at 11 and a half in. That's the update. See you soon. I think this burn zone is going to go on for quite a while, so oh well. Well, we're leaving another wilderness area. It's been a blast.
Caves are like perpetually like 50 degrees.
Yeah, like you have to wear a headlamp, right?
Yeah.
All right, it's almost 10 o'clock. Just had some amazing trail magic. First time that was actually like breakfast. Oh no, actually I had breakfast at another place in Oregon. But this guy, he section hiked with his son, 16-year-old son, did a bunch of the PCT. And he lives in this Seattle area, I think, or north of Seattle. So he's out here doing trail magic today, which is a big commitment because off the highway, it's like an hour drive on this Forest Service road just to get to where he was. Totally unexpected. Eggs, pancakes, sausage, all kinds of drinks, all kinds of snacks. Just amazing. So we're going to get to this water source and load on up. But that was a surprise break, and it was just fantastic. Unbelievable. At the very next road crossing, like less than a quarter mile from the last one where the trail magic was, 3 folks had camped at like a nice overlook. They had trail magic. Hot dogs, cold drinks, chips. So only took a Sprite and guzzled it down, but that has never happened. Trail magic like that back to back. All right, so it's 1.5 miles to the next water source, or 13.5 miles to the one after that. So I'm probably going to load up with water at this one and carry it for about 9 miles to camp. What are you going to do? All right, it's about 11:30. Filled up on water here at this seasonal spring. Got about 9 miles to camp. No water before that. I'm gonna lighten the load with an ice cold Pepsi from our friends at the Trail Magic amazing. Air out the feet and then we'll get moving. Big, big climbs with lots of water. But what's 36 mean there? All right, so a little after 2. We're about 3.5 miles from where I want to camp tonight. Yeah, the back double shot trail magic was amazing. So there's a total of 4, 5, 6 nobos that are kind of around me. We all kind of met at the trail magic spot. So 2 have passed me by a little while ago. So there's still 4 more to go by. But they're going to be going further than me anyway. So that's the update. Hopefully I'll be at camp around 4 or so. We've been climbing, and I've got a lot of water. We're finally descending. About 3 miles or so, I think, to camp from here. It's almost 4 o'clock. We found our campsite for tonight. We're off a dirt road, going no-bow. This is about a 8 or 9 mile water carry, so don't expect any no-bows. We'll be camping here. So hopefully we'll have this spot to ourselves. We'll see. The sun is just going to be going behind the trees here, so we'll have full shade shortly. All right, it's around 5:30. Let's do a recap. We're right around 4650 in elevation. Getting to be 5:30. So pretty good day. A great morale boosting day with back-to-back trail magic. The first trail magic setup, which I showed on the video briefly, that was just amazing. The guy had a stove set up. Started out with scrambled eggs with cheese, and then pancakes and really good sausage patties, plus all and orange juice, cold soda, cold beer. I didn't take any beer there. Just a lot of good stuff. Some chips and these the mini candies. So I got a few Twix. Amazing. Yeah, just really good setup. He did have music playing, so I had to edit out the sound because it'll be a copyright strike on YouTube. But yeah, very cool. And then so after getting back on the trail, not even, I think, a quarter mile to a half mile up the trail, the next dirt road crossing, there was a group of 3 people who had camped overnight on a nice little overlook. They had trail magic set up. So, of course, we were all stuffed. I mean, I showed up first, but there was 4 behind me. So they had like hot dogs and chips, but just couldn't eat anything else. And they had a bunch of cold drinks. So I left my pack on, didn't even sit down because, you know, I like getting to camp between 4 and 5. And if I had taken another long break, I just knew it would just set me back. And I knew we had that long water carry coming up. So I kind of wanted to keep moving at that point. But of course, we'll always take a cold drink and don't want to be rude. So just kind of hung out there for 10 minutes, chugged down a Sprite, and then kept on rolling. But wow, I mean, in such a remote, rugged area, you're not like near any major roads, to have that back to back, that was just, that was really surprising, and just, it was a great surprise. So that was a great start to the early morning hours. Then, of course, had to load up on a bunch of water, really good water. It was actually still cold, which was nice, at a spring. And then had to lug that about 10 miles to where I am now. nice campsite. It actually feels like it's cooling down a bit, and maybe the humidity's breaking a bit, which is nice. So I've got the vestibule, I've got the rainfly on, and every once in a while a nice little breeze will come through, like more like a fall breeze, which is nice. So tomorrow, hopefully another 20-mile day, which will set me up for Tuesday for about a 12-mile day into Snoqualmie Pass, where I have a room booked. So 12 miles, if I do 2 miles an hour, I'll get in town right around noon, which will be good. There's a brewery I can hang out at until my room is ready, until I can check in. Oh, and I had cell service this morning. I guess initially when Sarah booked the room for me, she booked it like 2 Tuesdays from now, like September 24th. Thank goodness she realized it must have like auto-filled that date or something, but she was able to cancel that booking at no charge and rebook for this Tuesday. And she actually sent a screenshot to me on Gmail, and I just didn't even look at the date, but it had the wrong date on there, so I should have caught it as well. But when you're out here on a trail, you kind of, sometimes you don't get all the details when you're looking at email. So yeah, that all worked out. That would have been a bummer. Although that probably still would have worked out as long as I could have gotten a room, because it was so far in advance, we could have still canceled it with no charge. But still, you don't want to deal with any of those hassles. You just want to get to the front desk, give me my hotel room key, and I'll see you when I check out. So hopefully that'll be a smooth process, because there's been a lot of chatter about this particular motel at the pass. It's like the only game in town, so the only motel in town. There's like other hostel type places, but as you've probably surmised by now, I'm really not a hostel kind of guy. I was forced to go in a bunk room at Kennedy Meadows North. I knew I would hate it. I did hate it. So that's just not my cup of tea. But it's great for people who like that, you know. I don't. So that's that. Gonna have dinner, have plenty of water, and oh goodness, I still have from the Cracker Barrel store. I still have 2 beers, so I'll have 1 beer after tonight. But yeah, it's been an extra treat being able to have like a little beer every night as we get closer to Canada. So that is the other thing. Sarah and I applied for my visa to enter Canada through the trail. And they say expect it to take 6 to 8 weeks. And now that it's getting like closer to when I'm going to be getting to the border, there's still no email with my visa. So some people in Far Out have said they waited the full 8 weeks, had nothing, contacted the number, and they were told, oh, we processed that, we emailed it to you, you're good. They checked their email, they checked their spam folders, there's no visa. But then the office just like resent it, and then of course they had it. Now the only problem with that is I don't think we submitted my application with 8 weeks, you know. It'll still be under 8 weeks when I get to the border. So they don't want you to call until it's been 8 weeks. So we'll see. I may not, I mean, I'll still cross over into Canada, but I may just have to then turn around, and Sarah might have to pick me up in the States instead of pick me up 8 miles north at Manning Park in Canada. We'll see. That's still a ways off. All right, that's enough. We'll see you tomorrow.